Ubisoft has been putting a lot of Assassin's Creed trailers out this week. The game's coming out on the 27th, I believe. So, later this October. But until then, they are releasing a lot of gameplay trailers, story trailers, and trailers just basically showing off everything that's important within the Assassin's Creed Origins game. And yeah, it's causing a lot of people to become very hyped for this title. I've seen lots of news articles stating how great the graphics look and just how nice the gameplay is compared to older Assassin's Creed titles. So it seems like this game is going to shape up to be a very good Assassin's Creed game, as it should be, since they took a break to focus on developing a game that does not suffer from the same bugs and glitches as their last two Assassin's Creed games did. Not sure if everyone remembers, but the last two Assassin's Creed games, while they did sell well, they were plagued by bugs and errors inside the game, causing a lot of fans to become angry at how poorly developed it was. So that's one of the reasons why Assassin's Creed Origins is basically a new start for Ubisoft and this franchise. Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta started. It started on the 6th, which is the day I'm recording this, and it's ending on October 9th, so it's going to last for about 3 days. And so far, the impressions are very positive. I've seen a lot of people compare how the game has improved in comparison to the older Battlefront games, specifically the last one. I've seen some criticisms at some minor features like spawn points. Apparently, players are able to immediately identify where the enemy spawn is going to be and basically just camp and start shooting in that direction and instantly get kills. I'm not sure if that's something that they're going to fix or if that's just a problem with the beta at the moment, but I have faith in DICE, and it seems like something they would fix before the official release. Some other news regarding Battlefront 2 this week is that apparently some people have figured out that while the game will not be featuring DLC, so they completely did away with DLC this time, so all maps and stuff are going to be automatically unlocked for everyone in incremental updates. Very similar to how Overwatch does it, where you just need to own the game and you get access to all the new maps and stages that are added later on. But the difference with Battlefront 2 is that these DLC updates are free, but there are microtransactions within the game where essentially there are these like power cards, and it's still uncertain how powerful these cards are going to be, but essentially a lot of people are already claiming it's going to be pay to win, which is basically if you put money down to buy these cards sold like standalone, instead of earning them in the game, you could potentially create a very strong character by not even playing the game. So the first time you actually start up the game and start playing, you could already be one of the strongest characters on your team, and other people might have a hard time taking you out. So it it seems kind of like a disadvantage to other players that do not put money down on buying items and things to make more powerful characters, but I really hope that DICE knows what they're doing and balance this out in some way, so yeah. But overall, the game looks amazing. I've heard great things about the music. I really like how the gameplay looks. Really like the inclusion of all sorts of heroes from the Star Wars franchise, including villains. So that's really nice. Not sure if I'm going to pick it up on launch day, but it's definitely a game that's on my radar. Gran Turismo Sport. Everyone's been waiting for this game for a very long time. So essentially, they announced that they're going to be having a demo for Gran Turismo Sport, and it's coming out on October 9th. So a few weeks before the official release of the game. And basically, this demo is going to allow you to play and unlock credits and do things already to start earning currency for the game. So by downloading this demo, you can already start practicing with the cars, saving up money to buy cars for the official release of the game. So this really is something nice for the fans that are waiting for this game. It gives you something to play while you wait for the official game to come out. So I really like these kind of demos, and I'm probably going to be downloading it and playing it for the channel. So if you're a Gran Turismo fan, I recommend downloading this demo, and it's only going to be available or functioning for 4 days. So 4 days is the time limit you have to play this demo and start stockpiling on credits and stuff that you can then transfer over to the full game in some capacity. Not sure exactly how they're going to do that. Overwatch. So, as everyone knows, Overwatch last year had a Halloween event, and they are doing the same thing this year. So Blizzard announced that on October 10th, the update for the new Halloween event is going to be released. And with the new event, there are going to be new skins, of course. Currently, only 2 skins have been revealed, I think, for Reaper and McCree. The Reaper new skin looks really unique. I've seen some people say that Reaper looks very strange, like he's balding or something. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, looking forward to this event. Definitely going to try to pick up some skins that I missed last year. And hopefully they announce some new game modes and stuff for this new Overwatch seasonal event, so can't wait for that. If you're an Overwatch fan, I recommend picking up some Halloween costumes for this new event that's going to take place. So Capcom announced Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. And before you go and get angry, technically this is still the same version of Street Fighter V that everyone bought a few years ago. The only difference is that this version will come with characters that you can buy already unlocked within the game. And once this game comes out, they're going to release an update for all previous owners of Street Fighter V to basically get an arcade mode, some free battle modes, all for free. So you will not pay for these updates. So whether you buy the arcade edition that's coming out or you already own Street Fighter V, you will be getting these updates for free. So no need to get angry. I've seen some people online particular are very, let's say, cautious when it comes to Capcom. Especially since, like, in the past, with games like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and other practices like on-disc DLC, people are easy to get angry over small things like this. And in that case, it was warranted. But in this case, it's not really a big deal. Because, technically, when Street Fighter V released, Yoshinori Ono and the people over at Capcom said that Street Fighter V will always be the same version, and that still remains the case to this day. Even with this arcade edition releasing, it means that you are still going to be able to receive these updates for free, whether you own the previous version or this version. They're going to be exactly the same. So that's really nice for Capcom to stick to their word like this. I know in the past, for the PS3 as an example, they had like Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, and then Ultra Super Street Fighter 4. So they had a bunch of different games, and each one would then get updated, and then the last game would no longer be updated, so you essentially had to keep buying the game again in order to have the most updated version with all the characters and stuff. But that is not the case this time, so really happy with this. If you don't have Street Fighter V yet, this new arcade edition is going to be $40. And yeah, I definitely recommend picking up this version since it's cheaper and includes all the DLC characters. It's coming out on January 16th, or at least that's the placeholder date. But yeah, it's coming out soon, and Street Fighter V is a fantastic fighting game. Stardew Valley has officially come out on the Nintendo Switch. This is a stealth release, since it just came out of the blue. The developer teased a Stardew Valley release a while ago for the Switch, and then we heard absolutely nothing for months. And then in the last week or so, he just came out and said, oh, it's coming out this week. And yeah, here we are, and Stardew Valley is now on the Nintendo Switch. So it's $15 on the Nintendo eShop, which is an extremely good price for this game, since you can easily sink in thousands of hours into this game. It's full of content, and I definitely plan on picking it up soon. I already noticed that if you look at the eShop charts, it's number 1, so it's the most bought game currently. So that means it's very popular, which is really nice. So, next up, we have some random news here. The Xbox One X has been taken apart, and they showed us how the inside motherboard chip looks like. And apparently, there is an image circulating online that shows that the inside of the Xbox One has Master Chief from the Halo series riding on a scorpion inside the Xbox One X. They basically put this image on the motherboard, so on the chip you actually get to see Master Chief riding a scorpion. This is actually really funny. A lot of Microsoft Xbox fans really like this, and this is something that Microsoft does with their hardware sometimes. So it's just funny to see something like this, especially since other game companies don't really do this anymore. There was a time when I believe, I think Sega did something like this with like the Saturn or the Dreamcast, I'm not sure, where they actually put an image or the logo inside of the motherboard for the system. But yeah, it's definitely unique to see Microsoft do something like this. Not sure if Master Chief would actually ride on a Scorpion inside one of the Halo games, but it sure does look nice. Nintendo announced that they are officially going to be closing the Nintendo Wii eShop, or Nintendo Wii Shop channel, on in 2019, I believe in January. So that's still about a year away, or a year and a half away. But yeah, it's very sad to see them closing the Wii Shop channel. It's full of very unique games, especially virtual console games. And a lot of these games have never ever been re-released. So if you have a Nintendo Wii and you haven't bought any games on the Wii Shop, I highly recommend you check it out and download some games before they take it down in a year or so. Because once it's gone, you're not able to purchase these games in a legal manner again until Nintendo or another company decides to re-release them in some format. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. So the developers behind PUBG have been discussing with Sony on how they can bring the game to their PS4. And they basically said that they have an exclusivity deal with Microsoft, and they have to deliver an Xbox One version this year, but that next year they're not under legal obligation in their contract to somehow deny Sony this game. So it's basically going to be a Tomb Raider, like Rise of the Tomb Raider thing all over again, where Microsoft is going to get the Xbox One version this year, probably in December, and Sony will have to wait until probably late spring or something in order to receive a version for their system. So it's a little bit disappointing, but I can wait. And at the moment, Sony has Fortnite, which is slightly similar to PUBG. The PUBG developer actually called out Fortnite, saying it was an inferior game or something recently in an interview. So that's kind of funny. I actually played Fortnite. I have a video that's going to be coming out for the channel. But the aiming in the game is very bad compared to PUBG. So that's disappointing. It also lacks a lot of features that PUBG has. So, not sure if Fortnite is going to remain popular going forward, but when PUBG comes out on the PS4, I definitely will be buying it. The Super NES Classic Edition, or SNES Classic Mini, came out about a week and a half or so, or yeah, like a week ago. And for those that don't know, Nintendo has officially put up all the Super Nintendo game manuals from the games that were included on the SNES Classic Edition on their website for download, or to view if you don't want to download it. But basically, they have the complete, and I mean complete, Earthbound guide, as well as the complete instruction manual for Final Fantasy III, Super Mario RPG, Secret of Mana, and lots of other fantastic games. So even if you don't have an SNES, I recommend going on their website and just downloading some of these manuals for free, because the artwork is amazing, and this is one of the first times where you can legally obtain these games manuals for free, and they look great, so I highly recommend checking them out, even if you're not a fan of some of the games. So, Sonic the Hedgehog was going to be having a live action CGI movie coming out in the future. And apparently, it's going to be produced by Paramount now. Previously, Sony was going to be involved. Sony Pictures was going to be involved with the process of this movie. But they have now backed out completely, and Paramount Pictures has taken the helm, so to speak. So, not sure if this movie is going to be any good, but I hope, as a Sonic fan, I hope that it turns out as a really nice movie. I think the mixture of live action and CG can be done properly. I just hope that they manage to capture the feel of the 3D Sonic games in some way. And lastly, Andrew House, the boss, or the former boss at PlayStation, has now officially stepped down. He worked at Sony for about 27 years, and back in 2011, he took over the boss position at Sony Interactive Entertainment, and he is a really good guy. He often spoke at the E3 Sony press conferences announcing new games or hardware, and he's been with Sony for a very long time, so it's very sad to see him step down and go pursue other career paths and choices now. So that's kind of disappointing, but he's been in the same position for about 6 years now, so I can see the reason for him wanting to leave and maybe do some other things. So yeah, I wish him good luck, and yeah, Sony fans definitely have a lot of memories with him. He joined the company in a lower position back in the 90s and essentially worked his way up the ranks until he became boss in 2011, so that's definitely a big feat. Not a lot of people can do something like that. And he also speaks very fluent Japanese, so that's very important, especially for someone like him that's interacting with the Japanese branch at Sony. I know he has a lot of friends over in Sony's Japan division, so I wonder how they are going to take this news. Well, that is all for this week. Thanks for listening. I hope that it was relaxing. I think I rambled a bit more than usual this week, but yeah, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Always enjoy seeing your comments. And yeah, I will see you all next week. So long and farewell.